What's going on? What's going on? Good evening. Good evening. Slight little delay there. That's okay. That's okay. First time, this is the second episode after the pilot. So, I had to get everything set up. You know how we do. So I'm giving y'all a little bit of time to, come on, pal in. I don't see nobody in the chat yet. All I see is Mr. Motivator. You're always first. What's going on, Mr. Motivator? Hey, how you doing? And that's right. Like and subscribe. I love it. You are on it. Okay, I see some more people coming in. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let y'all pile in. And while you're waiting, just to introduce who I am, because of course, y'all haven't figured out that this show is existing, So you're probably wondering why in the world is this coming on right about now? Oh, look at all right, Liddy. You ready? How you doing, beautiful lady? That is the creator of all this beautiful art right about now. So please follow her on Instagram for all of your custom made needs as far as your photography. Well, not photography, for your imagery. You saw all the beautiful artwork that you've been seeing lately of me. Everybody been wondering what's going on with Maggie. Maggie is awesome. And you're going to find a lot about that today with this special guest. So I see a couple more people coming in. Good. I'm glad you're beautiful. That's fine. All right. So now that everybody's starting to pile in, let's go ahead and just introduce who I am in case you're new to this channel. This is Sultry Seconds. As you see at the bottom, I am everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And hey, we got the government name in the chat. Hey, Aaron. What's going on, Aaron? Since she already said it.
How man, y'all better be watching about with my government name, all right? I can't be being tracked like that. No, I'm just playing. I'm doing really good. How y'all doing?
Doing good, Aaron. I'm glad you're here. And in case nobody don't know who you are, I am Miss Maggie T. So, of course, I am the operator of this whole project. But right now, this is just an interview of my life coach. Actually, my life coach, he's helping me. And you're going to understand who he is just a little bit more as we go along. Now, Mr. Motivator, Liddy, I need you guys to share this stream because we need more people watching. Share wherever you can get it. Wherever you're watching it, please tell everybody to come on. So, because this is going to be a good conversation. I'm just giving it a little bit more few minutes as I make sure it's streamed everywhere. I want everybody to know that we're here. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Well, I hope we can get on Instagram one day, but we might just have to do impromptu pop-ups on Instagram because they're on some hater stuff. So, of course, you got to go through their stream. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's streaming up live on mine as well too. So I'm gonna tell, I just put it this way. I stopped worrying about looking at how many people are in the chat, and I just put it out there that it's like, hey, whoever's supposed to be here will end up being here. Those who didn't make it, oh well, because it's almost like it's a small group of people who have made it to like the new future that we're going to. So, hey, because I realize it messes with your subconscious mind when you're looking at the numbers like, oh, I only got one person in here.
Oh, yeah.
Forget it. One person is like, it's still, like I said, that's one person who can grow into somebody who can be a future leader to say, hey, I remember you when you were teaching me this, and I was just that one little person, but now they done grown up to be somebody with so many connects, and they was listening to you. So, hey, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, just 10 people,
I'm not worried about it. That's why I say I give it about 5-minute window just to kind of get everybody in, because one thing about YouTube, it announces kind of like at a certain time. So it'll send out a notification, hey, this person is live. It's not instant. So people may not know we're even on because, it's not notified that, hey, they're live. So I give it a 5-minute window. I don't care what the number is. They're going to start piling in anyway. So
now let me get on Mr. Motivator real quick, because I'm going to just show how he about to get on me. Yeah, I'm about to get on you, bro. I'm about to get on you. What people, for some reason, why do y'all spell my name with 1 A? It is disrespectful. I'm playing around, but at the same time, I notice that it's always funny. Anytime somebody sees my name, they always do 1 A, and I'm just like, it's A or I heard like Ron, Ron. Like my name has been tossed and turned around so much. It's like, Mr. Motivator, it is a pleasure to meet you. But please, my good man, can you just like rewrite my name so I can post it beautifully?
Exactly. And you know, the funny thing is, I've always spelled your name like that. I don't know why. Maybe I knew the Aaron or something, but I just always spelled it. No, I spelled it with 2 A's. Always.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, how you gonna be like my biggest?
No. I said I've never honestly. Maybe I knew another in reading or something, but I've always read it as 2 A's. So it was just always, to me, that's how you spell it. I never knew it to be Aron. That's just, it don't make sense. That's what it is. So let's get into your interview. Whoever's here is whoever's here. So
exactly.
Today, this is, like I said, Sultry Seconds, and we're going to go into a little bit about, the main topic is protecting your energy. And a lot of that's going to make sense once we get into these interview questions. You get to know who this life coach is. So we're going to start that off, but protecting your energy, you're going to learn a lot today. Mr. Motivator, I know you've been wanting to chat with me, so this is the episode for you that you definitely need to be tuned into. So you're going to learn a little bit about that very soon. So starting off with Aaron, and we want to get to know who he is. That's the main purpose of this portion of the interview. Where are you from, and how did your journey with being a life coach begin?
Where am I from? I'm from all over the place, but I'm gonna start off with my hometown, representing Oakland, California. Yes, Oak Town, the same place where Killmonger's character came from, which is me, by the way. Everybody knows that by now. Like the character and my reality of Killmonger, that's all me. Both from Oakland, both was that same age at 1995. But I'm also, my second home is Atlanta, Maggie, because ever since I came here, it was a stretch. Because I jumped around. I was born in Oakland, 1986. And it was like the greatest experience. And it wasn't until I left there to where I went to Florida next, and then ended up bouncing. I went from hardcore Oakland to pretty much like white America, which is not dissing the white people. I'm just saying we know how white America is.
It's like a culture shock, maybe.
Yeah, it's like I'm jumping between cultures. One minute I'm in my spot, the next minute I'm in an all culture different, where it's like you're learning to be around, whites. And it's like, then I switched over back to Atlanta, to where now you got to get rid of the white boy accent. Now you got to get it. You had, like, my vision was one way, because I got around like a bunch of different, I want to say different cultures, but again, I felt disconnected when I came back to Atlanta, because my first day back, I'm telling you, I hugged the wall. I was like, I don't know how to, I feel like I lost my swagger. I feel like I lost my cool. Like,
you had to adjust to your environment.
Yeah, and that's like, even though people always say that we love to spend money, we know we royalty. That's why we always got to have the best kicks, the best clothes, the best this, the best that. But we just ended up going after the wrong people's brands who ain't really supporting nobody. But anyway, coming back to Atlanta, I stayed in Atlanta longer than any location, even in Oakland. So Oakland is my hometown portal, but over here in Atlanta, which is also Atlantis, which is a hint that a lot of people don't know about, the truth's about to come out. That's like Killmonger's character coming home to Wakanda, but he does not die. That's the feeling that I get. Like, I feel like when I go to Atlanta, I get treated there like I'm straight up royalty. And it's because my energy does come from royalty. And just how we say, from how we feeling on the inside projects outwardly. So it's like, if you feel like a prince on the inside, you're going to get a prince everything on the outside. If you feel like, looking at you, like I said, Maggie, you got us looking at your pyramid in the background, which goes to show, okay, Maggie knows that she's from that time period of Egypt. Maggie also has like a necklace on that spews out who she likes to, who she was most likely in the, so you got the Egyptian background, you got your hair that's designed like that, you also have the earrings and the necklace, so you already letting us know who your
royalty,
vibes with.
royalty, jewelry.
Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, our people already came from 100% royalty, but yeah, I've been in, let me see, to Oakland, to Florida, to Atlantis, to New York, to Los Angeles, and
that's
then
why you're you just kind of been gathering, it's kind of absorbed in you, all the different foods, cultures, it's just a lot of diversity for yourself. That's why you are creative as you are. You're versatile, basically.
Exactly. And that's another thing that helped me think outside of the box, because I have jumped around. Just like I said, the reason I call my character myself Killmonger, which people think I be playing when I be saying like that character, if this is a reality we live in where, again, it's about to come out where people start to realize this is a dream realm that we live in, that whatever you think and whatever you have was supposed to happen to you, everybody's about to have their destiny come true. And it's a lot of truth that's about to be coming out about this world we really do live in. So I'm excited for people to finally see what their life really entails and what they're about to branch off to be at. Because we just crossed that threshold where you about to come up, I'm about to come up, a bunch of people.
I'm already up. It's not about, I'm coming up.
Yeah, you are up. There you go. You are up.
Yep.
So yeah, it's like a beautiful time to be to experience, because everybody's going through an evolutionary process, not just with their careers and life, but their goals.
Okay, so now that we got a little bit of you, let's get into 1 second, I'm sorry.
Oh, how did I get into
how do you get into life? That's right, I knew it was something else with that. Go ahead.
It knocked me off my feet how it happened. I didn't realize that my entire life, because I had my own YouTube channel, and I went from creating my own promotions to skits. I was like, I'm gonna do anything and everything to get noticed by everybody, but I was chasing somebody else's dream. So I went from creating my own acting, which you see my Denzel stuff and all my other things.
And he's amazing, with that.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna have, that's gonna be on a future podcast, because I can't give all the.
You got to bring Denzel out for old time's sake. You do.
Yep, exactly. It's gonna be fun. So it went from me trying to be an actor to I also started giving like relationship advice and other advice to people on my spare time.
You sure did. Because I remember you did that. It was like mini blogs or something. Like, and people really was listening to you, but I noticed you did waver from that a little bit and you stopped doing it.
Yeah, because it's like my job. I started to look at it as it's not getting me anywhere, because I'm too focused on my job. So once I actually left out on, there was a time to where, like I said, I was hustling to where I was like, it's not getting me anywhere. I really got fed up. And it was December 2018. I
remember that breakdown. I think you had like not a mental, but you just was like, I'm over it. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to act. I don't want to do anything. It was just something that happened to you that you were just like, forget it.
Yeah, it was. It actually, I will call it that. It was a mental actual breakdown, because my mind got broken down to where the truth was put out in front of me. So my third eye like popped open, and I really did feel like this pop. And I feel like I opened my eyes for the first time, and almost everything of the knowing started rushing to me. So I didn't have a choice. I was, while I was so-called what they call asleep, while I was basically going through my life trying to figure out what this is that happened to me, I didn't realize that over the years, even when I was asleep, not realizing what I was doing, I was being prepared. So the YouTube stuff that I was doing, when I was just blurting out stuff to people saying, you should do this in life and you should do this and forget your bed, I didn't realize I was channeling and doing these energies, and I just was doing it for fun. I was like, oh, I'm just good at it. It just makes sense to me. And I knew people can come to me, but I used to sleep on my talents, because again, ain't nobody's telling you, oh, you're a Miss Cleo or you're a Mr. Cleo. Like, it's about that stuff.
And a lot of times, a lot of people don't even really care what you're doing.
Yeah,
you'll learn
nobody
that.
has an understanding about it because we've all been given what's quote unquote religion. But after that happened to me, my job didn't make sense to me. Nothing made sense. So I had to end up just like how you and I talked about whenever you go to a higher level and you just don't want to mess with them no more. It's like you don't feel that energy to say, I want to be like, I'm not feeling you. I hate, there's no other way I can put it, but this job is not for me no more. This
Yeah,
relationship is not
I
for
just
me.
did that a month ago. I was like, forget it.
Everything got pulled back away from me on
Mm-hmm.
that date. And it just went from here I am thinking I got a normal life to now I'm getting bombarded with all this spiritual and also ancient secrets. Like what when I say secrets, secrets to life, health, strength, stuff that people have been slept upon. And
Mm-hmm.
this is some stuff that's very important for our people to know because I've been diving deep into this and I feel, again, even talking with you, by freeing your actual spirit from bondage and knowing how to escape this game plan, it's a lot of work that our people are going to have to be doing. And me and you are going to have a, like I said, it just, one thing led to another to where it was like, okay, through my spiritual journey, everything is being lined up to where it got exactly to this point with you.
And I'm gonna
Cool.
say this. I say because of course, people that are natural healers, if you will, already been doing it a little bit. I already was transitioning into that naturally. I just needed guidance. But I've noticed once I got that guidance, I'm seeing. Of course, you're seeing things clear. It's like it was like a weight lifted off my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's heavy on me. Now I can handle things with a little bit more on. What do you say? Understanding. I could. I understand it to the point where it's like it doesn't bother me as much. Now I'm able to tackle some obstacles that I was never able to, or I was afraid to even go there because it's like I don't want to face the reality of who I truly am inside. Because it comes to the point where you have to realize it's not everybody else, it's you. It's
Yes.
truly you, and that's what it was. So it's like you are my life coach, but a life coach is somebody that's just going to guide you along the way. You're not going to hold my hand and say, okay, do this and do that. Maybe you'll start there, but the way me and you as Geminis, oh, just give me the steps. I'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's
Mm-hmm.
that's the tribe that we come about, and that's why I'm so fascinated with zodiac signs because all these mystical stuff that they be showing us on TV, that literally is what this world consists of. And many of us, like I said, me growing up, you growing up, everybody else who had some type of mysterious gift that was considered AKA X-Men and X-women, we got shunned and pushed over to the side, and they was like, oh, you that's blasphemy that you're telling me that spirits are talking to you. And it's like, how? When somebody passes over, if I were to pass over into another realm right now, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
dead. I just
Mm-hmm.
basically vibrated out of this realm. And I'm if I still want to talk with Maggie, I can talk to Maggie through her spiritual gifts and say, hey, everybody, Aaron says hi right now. And everybody, how do you do that? The voice is still there. It's just you can't see my body no more. So once you, it's like
Yeah.
it's not as hard as people try to make it seem. And everybody has this actual spiritual gift. They just go about it differently. Like I talk about my motivation and my gifting. My superpower is being able to get to the root and help people realize the truth about life. I'm able to talk with all the people who passed over, the people who know how to live life. I know how it's, my thing is they talk to me and give me ideas all the time. So that's why it's like I'm always able to throw ideas out to everybody. So
Okay. And you see this question right here. Let's go into a little bit of that. Was this all you ever wanted to do as a career?
no,
And you
I don't
kind of
like.
mentioned a little bit, but
I mentioned it, but it's like to me that's not enough. I don't because I
exactly.
don't just do and I'll show you I'm glad I uploaded this thing on here. It's like perfect. So this is like amazing. It's about to be a really dope year and the remainder years after that. But um I do acting, I do poetry, I do music, I do crystal work, I do copper wire twisting, I do handyman. It's when I say that I've accessed all of my what people don't, some people know about this word, is called past lives. We've lived many times before, which is we lived through our ancestors. Every time our ancestors had children, we come from that bloodline, so we have every gift and ability. It's just that people look at it as, oh, back in the day, my ancestors knew how to hunt. So you forgot how to hunt. And it's like, well, I wasn't. Yes, you were. You, whatever you learned back then. And once your parents, the people basically continuously kept spreading their seed over and over again, to where if you come from that long line, bloodline of hunters, you know how you have that hunter instinct inside of you. You just don't realize it because you've forgotten who you truly were. So I don't, just being a therapist or just being a life coach, that's not all I ever wanted to do. I wanted to be an architect, a graffiti artist, I wanted to join the Navy SEALs. I wanted to
and I did the same thing. I went into the whole military idea. That my mom cried and she was like, but that was, I guess, that the way of saying, nope, that's not your life.
Yep.
Because my father is military. It's heavy in my family, so it's just obvious.
So it's right? Like it's gonna be heavy to go in your bloodline to where you're gonna say, hey, since this was in my gene, then yeah. But no, as far as that's all I wanted to do, I don't have a label
in one thing.
Yeah, I'm too multitasking to where I'm just my career is existing. And I'm
and I'll say something like I have many hats, basically.
Yes. There's not just one. Many of you, it's too many impossibilities for everybody on this plane. We all came from somebody, which means that we've been doing this many lifetimes. It's just that people got caught into what's called jobs. That's why I don't really like the word. I get what they mean by career, but I hate the word career because this realm was originally supposed to be our paradise, to where, let's say me and you, Maggie, if there were no bills, if there was no, you got to pay for this and I got a little bit of studio time, then I got to go to work to earn money. None of that was what this realm was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be, I incarnate here. Maggie has a list of her. When she turns this age, she's going to get this. And when she does this, you already have your blueprint of how your life is supposed to go. Many of us, again, just didn't realize it because we got fooled into believing this life is just live, die, get old, repeat, work your job, and that's the only way to earn income. That's a lie. That you can earn whatever you want in your reality and in your life, just strictly off of what do you want to do in your life. If you just do it, everything will fall into place, and you don't need no job. You don't need to earn monopoly money, because strictly your universe goes off of how you're thinking, period.
Okay. So, I mean, of course, that's a broad question. So I know you was going to kind of get onto that too much, but let's go to the next one. Like I said, we're just going to flow it how we do it. This one I'm interested in. You kind of mentioned it before when you had your breakdown. How did you overcome the social media challenge of those that didn't agree with your vision?
That was tough. I'm not gonna say it was hard, but I got my ass handed to me.
I'm getting that now. I'm getting that now.
It's like, to overcome the social media challenges is one. I'm gonna give people the best advice. If you're going through a spiritual awakening, stay off of social media, because when you put on such a fake persona, and there's a bunch of us that are fake. I'm gonna just be honest. Everybody has a fake shape. There's people who got on filters, people who changed their name. What you see on social media is what a person really is compared to how they act in society. Because if you notice, when you act in society, you got to be in front of other people, so you put on a fake persona. Mm-hmm. But whenever you see somebody, they're more so artistic behind the scenes, like whether they're at a job or not. So being on social media while you're going through your spiritual awakening, that was an addiction that I had to, when I look at it, because not everybody's on social media, but for people who are on social media and it's become an addiction, it has to be purged out of you. So people who got stuck in putting their life in front of everybody's life in front of their faces. Now people are going to see the bad side of you being purged out. So it's like, I don't regret that people saw me break down, because again, I wanted people to see, yo, Aaron is going through something and he's leaving us a blueprint on, okay, I messed up today, don't do this. Okay, I messed up on this side, don't do this. It's like my life has been, I know that I was already, it's almost like the whole Jesus factor, if I'm being honest with you. Many of us came from the stars, me specifically. Like, I know where I came from. Yeah. Came here to change humanity, to allow them to like see a better part of themselves. But I was drugged along the mud. It's like I was tormented and shitted on, and everybody was like taking me for granted. So it's like,
and that's what I'm going through now. Like my girl right here in the chat, I'm gonna highlight her comment. But that's what we just experienced last night. They just throwing us through the mud and don't believe in us. We're intimidated by us. We're bougie. We're, but because we just kind of carry ourselves with a certain standard, basically.
Yeah. So it's to get over that, I had to be purged from it, to where when I was telling, because I remember the very first video I did where I apologized to everybody.
And you said, don't say sorry and all that. I think you told me that
before. But no, I'm talking about my very first, not when I got to this level now where I said, don't say the word sorry. When I first had my spiritual awakening, there's a video on Facebook that I did where I apologized to every single, even if I felt like I didn't do nothing wrong, I just got on there and I poured my guts out to say, yo, I apologize for this. I apologize for this. I ended up doing this. I poured my heart out. And then it went from people seeing me as Mr. Showtime to all of a sudden this dude comes out and I'm growing my locks out and my hair looks crazy. YouTube got me pictures looking like this, like, when I'm talking, because if I talk
like you're crazy or something, like this man is a fool.
Yeah, it's like they had it pause on certain locations to where it's like, why does it look like I'm a demonic entity?
That's how it was last night. I was like really in my Tina Turner form. I was doing karaoke, but I was like, my energy was off, so I was like, my face was like, I left it good, but I looked like I was possessed or something. Like, yeah, and I was like, look at my face. Oh my, I'm looking at my face. Everybody else, oh, you can sing. But I'm like, I look like I'm crazy. That's what I look like.
It's a lot of times where when people go into people go to nightclubs and night spots, the reason, like I said, people love to go out is because you act one way in the daytime and at nighttime you act completely different. If you notice that, because again, people will be one way at the job and they in the uniform and they got to act accordingly. It's certain people, when you see them outside of work, it's like, yo, I didn't know that you was this type of person. It's like, yeah, at work, I'm going to act one way.
Exactly. That's my place of work. You're not going to get my personal.
Exactly. So it's
I don't even get to know you outside of this anyway, to be real.
So it's like when it comes down to it, that's two sides of you. So when people don't realize the pictures and the videos that we see ourselves at night, if you were drinking, most likely when you see something that looked like, yo, why does that person look like a devil when they make a certain face, is because that's that demonic entity, because pictures capture every form of light. People don't realize that it captures a bunch of infrareds. It captures everything that has to do with lighting. So the reason people go out to nightclubs and they always getting drunk is because that agenda was pushed on people to say, let's get the spirits. Because again, when you drink to a point to where you black out, you're
and I've been there.
That's why people, they're like, I don't remember what happened last night. That's because you took a back seat and that spiritual entity decided to say, thanks, dummy. And I went and showed my ass to 52 different people on social media.
And it's embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. I've honestly, because the fact that you speak that, heavy drinkers are in my family. I have in my bloodline, of course, I have Irish, all that. So it's naturally in me also to heavy drink. My father, heavy alcoholic. My brother, who just passed away 4 days after my birthday. You gonna tell me something about that special sooner or later. I'm June 4th. He died June 8th. So everybody been wondering what's going on with Maggie, right? It's like I went from losing my brother around my birthday to burying him a week later And I was getting four days a week, 1 week off, $200 checks. I have 4 kids. How can I feed? Like right now, I'm in the material world where I need that money. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, I need that to be afloat and take care of things because money pays bills. Bills continue. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance and just cut it all. I got fed up with them because not only was it a job, I was running things there. I was really the management team without the management money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was wasting but I utilized their free platforms and I taught myself how to do stuff.
That's exactly why I was like, I believe, like I said earlier, that you and I, because you're a Gemini spiritually and also physically. I know that I've always said that I have a twin out there because I've heard so many different times where people thought I was another location and I was like, no, I wasn't there. And that was in Los Angeles. So the fact that, see, this is why if you look at the movie in Divergent. There's a movie called Divergent that talks about special people who are not broken by the system and they know how to like free their minds to where they're the ultimate weapon of who they are, right? So in that movie, there's a separation. There's a Gemini crew, there's a Virgo crew, there's a Cancer crew. Basically, it's like the genius people are together in one group. The politics people are together in one group. The fighters and the warriors are together. That's what is the best thing to do. Everybody who's a Gemini, when you put us all in a group, it's not that we're trying to say that we're better. We're literally designed that way in this artificial matrix to where we can, exactly. And I like that you have that mentality because Maggie's like, I know who I am. So regardless what anybody says, that's why your energy comes good. And I'm glad you actually bring that. That's why Muhammad Ali was such
I'm the greatest. Yes, that's right.
Now she said, hold on, Mr. Motivator, I lost my brother too. I haven't been the same. But Mr. Motivator, this is why meditation is important because you didn't lose your brother. All he did was just transition to another realm. Your brother still talks to you through whether it's mute, whatever y'all like to do for fun. That's what your brother's still talking to you. He didn't see, people get it twisted. They think that when a person dies, they've gone. They're not gone. All they did was shed their own avatar and they're still with you spiritually. That's why most people is like, I feel like my grandmother is hugging me. Your grandmother is hugging you because you learn to say they in the ground. I'm gonna go visit them in the ground. You're going to go visit their avatar. It's not visiting them in the ground. They're always with you. Like right now on my altar, I have my I invoke them all the time. I light candles, I burn incense, I actually give them spiritual gifts like coffee and things like that. That's me. So my grandparents feed me knowledge and information telepathically. So again, if I want to summon them and say, yo, because I told people when it comes down to altars, all you got to do is just, put it this way. When you go to church, you're summoning Jesus Christ all the time. That's all you summon is Jesus, 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 Jesus. But you're leaving your ancestors out to dry. They're the ones who need your help, assistance, and guidance in the other realm, because whenever they die, we put their stuff away. We sell their stuff. We put their possessions everywhere. We don't keep it all in the family. So it's like when you have a altar and you want to say, yo, grandmama, I need some assistance from the other realm. So Mr. Motivator, your brother talks to you all the time. You could literally say, yo, bro, whatever your brother's favorite snacks are, I don't care if he like chitlins. You put his picture on the altar, you light your candle, you basically put crystals all around it, you put their photo, and you put their favorite dish on the altar, and you leave it alone. And your brother or whoever is invoked on this altar can come and get spiritually fed. Don't worry about how they're going to eat the grits and chicken and salad or whatever it is. Just put something out there. Put it this way. If you look at the movie, Maggie, can you pull up the movie What's that Mexican movie? It was a Disney Mexican movie.
I'm at
Coco. Pull up.
Coco. Okay.
Can you pull up Coco?
Give me 1 second. Coco. I'll put Disney. I gotta find it.
Yeah, Coco was was a movie about and they always put this in certain ethnicities. This is what be throwing us off. Thank you, Icy Rebel Official Coco. Okay. You can ask your spirits. Yes, let me motivate this. She loved Geminis. We love you back, baby girl. You can ask your ancestors and spirit guides. Yeah, whatever y'all need. If y'all need money, if you need relationship help, if you need the truth to be given, don't be going to nobody else. Don't go to no tarot card. I'm not saying to throw anybody off of business, but you all are going to start to realize that whatever you want to accomplish in this realm, I don't care if you want to get your baby daddy Ray out of prison. If you were to call on the ancestors and say, I know he's innocent, I need him out of the thing, and you ask your ancestors. See, that's the thing people have been sleeping on. Don't go get no money to run by the system to say, oh, can you please let Ray and them out? No, all you need to do is go to your altar, say, Grandma, you in the other realm. I need you to hook me up and get Ray out of prison because he didn't do nothing wrong. You give grandmama her favorite candy bubble wrap or herb or weed, or you take a photo or invoke something that has to do with them. Because everything that I wear is a lot of stuff that I wear is passed down. This altar that I have, I got a lot of passed down energies on here. So it's giving me that energy to say, yo, I need Ray and them out of prison. Put your spin together. And also, if you write a spell that says, because Ray will be free October 9th, 2021. Guess what's going to happen on that day? And if everybody believes it, that's how it works in this realm. We all got shunned out of our imagination. Anyway, this Coco, this part, right there, pause it. You can actually hit play. Can you play the sound?
Well, I don't think it's going to play. I was playing the sound. You didn't even hear it. I don't think you did because I put it on mute. It was playing, actually. Let me see. Let me try. Let me see. Hold on. Let me take it off mute and then I'm going to cut it up maybe. I think it's at its highest. Yeah. I'm going to just play it and see what happens. Can you hear it? Did you hear that?
No, I don't hear anything. But anyway, you know what? Forget about that. You know what? We don't need the sound because of the whole copyright thing. So check this out.
Yeah.
Go back. Can you back it up? Right there. Pause that.
Okay.
Back it up.
Back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about where he was like the altar or something like it looked like a
forward a lip.
Right there.
Right there.
Okay. Oh, now you see,
okay. They put this stuff plainly in front of our eyes everywhere we go. You see how they have the candles and the skulls? Look. I have my skulls with crystals on them. I'm a rose. My family comes from roses. So every single item on here, you good. Every single item on here. This is why this is why I like Maggie know what she doing. As I'm doing this, Maggie be on it, and it's like I'm
trying to get. You know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to highlight you, but we're gonna figure this thing out.
No. I'm saying what you're doing is I like working with you because you on my level. You know how to click while I'm talking. I don't have to be like Maggie. Can you it's like you smooth. Keep doing you because I do the same way. Anyway,
we're gonna figure this part out after a while. Yeah.
So
the first episode for us.
Yeah, the skull that I have is just like the skulls that they have on their altars. Now, when you put a picture, because people don't realize when you take a snapshot of yourself, you're trapping your soul into a piece of your soul onto that piece of paper, because your energy, correct? So if your energy, whenever a snapshot is taken of you, a piece of you literally is frozen in time. So if you take a snapshot of somebody and you actually put them on the altar, that's invoking their spirit as like the actual body. So when you actually put their photo there, you light candles, you have earth, wind, fire, and water. So I have coffee as the water, I have fire as the candles, the incense is the air, and the earth. I have all types of pine cones, dirt. It doesn't matter where it's from. But yeah, that's what, the incense. So when you invoke that, you actually, if you want to have a conversation with your family members, light a candle, and sit by the altar and actually communicate with them. Because what everybody's going to start to realize is you're going to be able to hear them talk eventually.
I'm going to show you something. This was given to me as a gift. It's, speaking of incense, I got different ones for different reasons. I got white sage. You probably can't see that, but
I got you. Yeah.
I got some passion, dragon blood, erotico.
People don't realize what dragon blood could actually do. Like dragon blood is a manifestation heavy tool. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're gonna have talks about that too. Like the people don't realize I got a lot of sexual energy talk about how to manifest.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into those subjects too. The sexual energy. I was just talking to my best friend about some stuff. She ain't even experienced what she could experience in that energy.
Exactly. So yeah, it's
and I know you know about the energy.
Man, let me tell you, I got stories that people are going to want to hear where they need to write stuff down, because my bloodline comes from like the creation of love. Like I also there's a lifetime I come from the planet Venus, and everybody on Venus is beautiful. So it's like these TV shows and movies that be talking about, they're showing different planetary stuff. I'll be telling people, how you think they get this information? They're not smart enough to just come out of this with the blue and say, oh, we have these creatures that are, this movie that every single movie, if you notice, talks about the Native Americans being taken out by other race beings. They put that shit right in front of our face all the time. So ain't nothing new under the sun. They just made us completely change our identities and forget, like, oh no, that was you weren't King Tut. Oh no, you weren't Aquaman. Oh no, you weren't Nefertiti. That was many years ago. And it's like, no, it wasn't. It was just every time we die, we get stuck back in this simulation and we're somebody new in a different time period. Because if you notice, everybody changes during the time. When everybody's wearing funky colors, everybody is brainwashed to wear funky colors.
Yeah, everybody follow that. I never was with the crowd. I've never been with anything. And one thing, I was never led by something. Like how they have the Bitcoin stuff, and it's like everybody go do this. It's like I'm not into that trend. I'm sorry, because everybody Popeyes is trending. No, Popeyes. Kind of like when I was telling Icy. When it was that we're going back to sex, but it was the entanglement thing. We did a impromptu just live, but it was like entanglement. It's everything. Everybody followed trends, basically.
Yes.
And of course, we got caught up in it too, because we wanted to talk about entanglement. But it was one of our best episodes, though.
Now, speaking of the whole, somebody asked me about another talent that I had in the beginning. I'm gonna play this 1 minute clip real quick. So I figured this out today, Maggie. So when I say the universe ain't playing when it comes down to this kicking off, today I figured out how I can incorporate my art, all of my artisticness into one. So I'm gonna play it and then I'll talk about it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Holding max down, sucker rappers get less. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the put up for the #1 spot. Pushing my rap like the pusher on the block. Holding max down, sucker rappers get less. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the put up for the #1 spot. Pushing my rap like the pusher on the block. Holding max down, sucker rappers get less. Coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the put up for the #1 spot. Pushing my rap like the pusher on the block. Holding max down, sucker rappers get less. Put up for the #1 spot. Pushing my coming from the bottom, moving straight to the top. Coming with the put up for the #1 spot. Pushing my rap like a pusher on the block. Holding my down, sucker rappers get lost. Coming from the
Okay. I hope everybody let me know in the chat if you heard that because it was choppy for me.
Yeah, it was. You know what? It's like this. That's just a. People can actually see that on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put it right here in the chat so people, because that was just going through the bandwidth waves. This is why I need to get like I will have like a faster computer to where everything will be able to drop and go smoothly. But I'm going to share my Instagram page. Basically what it is I took my editing.
Find you. How about this? While you talking, I'll find it.
Okay, yeah, that's why we see. This is how we work as a team. That's what I'm talking about. Type in DJ 713.
Okay. I'm gonna get Instagram pulled up 1 second.
Okay.
Look, this is what we're gonna do. Like I've been wanting this. Like while you doing your thing, because you can actually do the same thing, share and whatever. Like if I'm talking, you'll be pulling up stuff. Like this is how we just gonna work. It's just that twin, that twin thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you said DJ.
Oh, somebody said it played. Dominique said it played fine. Okay, cool.
Okay, play fine. And StreamYard just be on something. So long as they heard it, perfect. It's DJ what now?
Type it's DJ 713.
713.
Of Atlantis.
Okay, of Atlantis. You go right there. Boom. Then you have to type it all the way in. 1 second. It's kind of delayed. I'm gonna have to get me another computer sooner or later.
Oh, that's all coming up into manifestations. But it's like today, I appreciate that. So it's like I have a whole bunch of I got like 6 tracks that I just, and the cool thing is I've always wanted to play an instrument, but I was like, man, I don't do the saxophone or the flute, but I was like, I feel like I love everything.
I want to play piano. Speaking, you say that, I wanted to play the piano.
If you want to play it, Maggie, most likely you have that skill already.
I've already had a keyboard and I learned how to play that Stairway to Heaven off of memory. I don't know how to read music, but I did it by ear.
Remember I told you, revert that. Don't say you don't know how to read. Change it over.
I do. I will. Or I don't know. I'm gonna get that down and packed.
I'll help you out. You can say I read music beautifully and perfectly.
I read music beautifully. Okay. And I'm sharing a screen so they can see your Instagram.
And for people, the reason I got on Maggie like that, and that's the type of friend that I am. If you're gonna be around me and I know that words are spells, I'm going to correct you and be like, change the wording around, because it's very important that our people realize whatever we speak about, you're literally creating your own universe, whether it's good or bad. So it ain't got nothing to do with, oh, my world be all screwy and messed up. Nah, that's you, player. Whether it's male or female, that's what. If your world is crappy on the outside, it's because of you, nobody else.
Yep, it probably won't play, but I just play it just for the sake of it being. But that's the channel, everybody. DJ 713 of Atlantis. And tell us a little bit more about that, though. This video. I know you played it, but tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so what I decided to do was I know how to do graphic art. I'm an artist with pencil, pen, computerized graphics. Anytime something comes out, I'm always going to keep up with it, especially when it comes down to electronics. So while I just started getting back into my creativity, and I'm learning a new language. It's a whole bunch. Like when I say that there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, there's a lot of things where my talents that's been shunned, and I've been putting my energy towards everything else and everyone else. Now I'm at the point now to where I'm taking all of my gifts that I've learned and mixing it. So what you're seeing right here now is that's an editing software where you can edit photos. So what I did was I recorded myself messing with the dials while having my music play at the same time. So what you're getting is high vibrational music because I know about sounds. So when I put certain sounds together, if it feels good for me, then that lets me know that that's high vibrational music playing, because I have the good drums in there. It makes you feel good, because when people listen to it, I want them to hear my music and be healed through that, because when the music makes you feel good, that's actually self-healing. You're healing your mind, which the rest of your body will be. So I'm going to be, my new passion is making my own music. When it comes down to, because I have a whole bunch of the videos that you've seen on my RG Creations page. I get tired of looking for, this is copyright, you can't use this, you can't use that. So I'm like, I know I'm fly on the ones and twos, I just never put them together. And even if I got to a point now to where I don't even give a damn if people don't like my work, because it's not about them. It's about, I know that I'm going to put my fire out there, and it's going to be fire because I said so. So I'm doing my artwork, my videography, my therapy. I'm just giving it all. Everything that I've ever been, that I'm bringing to the world, is now officially brought. Oh, go up for a second. Toward the little circle version. I want to show you another way I do it. See that little,
go up.
click on that where it says Genesis and watch the animation.
Oh, right here. Oh,
yeah, watch the animation I do with this one.
And I was gonna go to your other YouTube, Instagram too, because you mentioned it, but I'm trying to click on it. It's not doing what it wanted to do. Oh, down here, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It's not clicking on it. Okay, it's kind of slow. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Now, what I do with this is when I post it to my stories, and the cool thing is I don't have to look for copyright things where people telling me I can't use this music. And it's like, I'm like, yo, I know. So each slide, as it's actually, my music is playing, it's going along with the song. Yeah. So every slide you can see, when people look at my stuff, not only do you see me, the editing software I'm using, because the dial is moving back and forth. I got my imagination going, the picture moving in the background, it's art being created, and at the same time, I'm literally editing a photo. So I'm taking all of my natural abilities and placing them together. You see how little people are dancing down? That's how my mind is. I'm always, it's kind of
like it's almost like a DJ and a mixer. Sometimes they'll do videos with their exactly what it is, basically DJ. So it's your mixing, because sometimes they'll do it where they'll do a video and they just playing with their mixing machine, and it's like images and them doing it, and you see the mixing machine. I can't think of what artist that is, but all he do is do DJ stuff where he plays his stuff and he mixes stuff, and it's good stuff. And so it's basically, his art is his music. So he is a mixer or master at it, though, in his YouTube videos and stuff. So everybody just go there. It's like, I know I'm going to have good feel music. That's why I love DJs that get in touch with your heart. You be however you want it. Like, however,
and that's another thing that I wanted to be able to do. Another thing I wanted to do is, like I said, I'm glad that you and I met back up, because literally Maggie and I are so close from high school that everything that I want to do, all I got to do is just, Maggie was like, you ain't even really got to ask me, just say what you want. You could use because I karaoke. Wait until you see.
We're gonna be in that duet, and I'm ready.
Yes, and it's like, also another thing that I want to be able to have people do is, Maggie, you have the space that I need to feel, because you know how many people have been begging for me to say, I need you to make house calls. I just need to be around you. And shout out to my spiritual brother, Shahil. He's a beautiful soul. He gave me some gems that started me on my journey. And it's like, he was the biggest. I learned from him and he learned from me. And he told me, he was like, Aaron, you're going to be doing what I'm doing soon. I said, man, I said, yeah, right. If you don't get up my face with that, I was like, not on your level. And he was able to see the future, and learning from him, I was able to be like, yo, you mean to tell me I was sitting here doing my gifts this entire time, and everybody just was like, oh no, it's just a coincidence, and oh, it's too many. It's too many things that I've noticed that are just too coincidental. And now that I know the truth, like I said, we can cut up 1 minute at the bar location, and then after hours it can be people can come in, and I met people who the technology that I have for meditation music, Maggie.
Okay.
You put them on the speakers. We can have a group meditation session, and everybody's
and that's what I wanted to do, the group therapy, the work therapy. So all goes in the lines with that. Yep.
I met a woman who gave me that technology to share around. And when I say that, I'm talking about stuff that people thought that was like impossible. Self-healing chambers from your blood, your body, your mind, any illnesses that are in your body. Because people don't realize your body is water. Okay. And since your body is water, every time you play a certain sound, it makes you feel a certain way. So what it is the tuning frequencies. If you listen to rock and roll, notice it makes you feel a certain way where some people can't stand it because it's wild and it's crazy, the frequency. Then you got other stuff where you can play jazz that will relax you. What it's doing is music and vibrations is tuning your body to shape how you look. So people only look old because they kept saying the word old. Their body thought about old. They got old strictly because they kept believing in their mind that they're old. The key to immortality is not saying that you're going to die or get old. It literally is. If you continue to eat right, you meditate, you use sound frequencies to heal your body, again, it's the eating really. The eating has really been killing off everybody. It ain't got nothing to do with some disease that came out of nowhere. They've been pushing stuff out. Everybody knows there's been an agenda to stop, but they cannot stop what's the grand awakening of our people saying we no longer are under a spell and we can do whatever we want by pure thought and pure imagination.
Okay. And I'm just going to let you know, let's take a pause right here. Of course, I'm Atlanta Falcons Nation. The people that's watching me, that knows me from the sports world. My crew is wrapping up, so we're going to get a couple of more people. So if you want to reiterate something, once they pile in, you can maybe talk about that again, because you don't said a lot of gems that they all missed out on. So if you want to introduce yourself once they start coming in, you'll see them. They're going to be, I'm here, I'm there. You can just go back and introduce who you are. Just kind of promote yourself again. I always bring it back to who you are. We already kind of asked who you are. This is more of a conversation piece. So once you start seeing them piling in, just go ahead and just say, see, there you go. So, hey, how y'all doing? I see y'all coming on in. Come on in.
What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Like, let everybody come on in, because, of course, I'm going to blame Mad Mike, because they went over time. It's supposed to have been just an hour show, and they knew I was on at 8 o'clock. But they decided that the conversation was still going. It was too good. But that's okay. That's how we work. And because, look, we got plenty more to talk about. This is our first. Look, I was figuring I was going to go 2 hours anyway. So they just got to the good stuff.
When it comes down to good conversation, time is your biggest enemy, because if time does not exist, which it really does not, again, if everybody was having a spiritual good time, who trying to be like, oh man, let me look at it's 2 o'clock. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta leave this happening spot, go back into slavery and start working for somebody else.
And that's why, for me, like, now that I've quit my job, all right, okay, protect your energy, do you show. That protect your energy, that's right. The great thing about me not working, I don't really go off a clock. I just, for some reason, of course, I naturally rise up at 7 or 8 o'clock because I'm used to that schedule anyway. So now I set my own schedule, but sometimes I'll take a day off and like, you know what, I'm not doing a thing.
Right.
I can literally just lay there and be like, today, I don't want to do it all. I want to meditate. I want to get my mind right. So it's a biological clock, but I feel that I love the freedom that I have now without having a physical job, where I can do what I want to do. Like if I don't want to do anything, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't gotta go anywhere. I'm not obligated to anyone. I love having that sense of freedom. And it's funny because my daughter was like, Mom, why did you quit your job? And because right now it's kind of a hustle and bustle right now until the finances come in. I have to learn to be patient. I had to tell her because they have been accustomed to. I lived into a struggle. I learned how to struggle. I lived where there was no lights on, there was no water on. We had rodents running around a house. I've lived in the heart of MLK at some point, and I've been to the lowest of my low. I can tell you that. So I know how to survive naturally. And I always learned to I didn't want my kids to experience that. I've never had any lights off. I've never anything. My hot water always was on. I always had AC. I've always been blessed. So they don't even truly know what struggle is. I even got to the point where I'm very proud, where I'll go to a church and go get a box if I have to. But I'm not going to tell nobody that. All they know is they always had a meal, and my great grandmother and them, they knew how to make oatmeal or two. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? My grandmother had 13 kids, 11 living, basically twins. I told you this story, twins. My mother is a twin.
Well, too.
I'm a twin.
Yes.
It's twins all in my family. So, but she knew how to make a pot of rice and vegetables, and everybody eating good with a pack of cornbread, and y'all sopping it up like, we over there eating good. I know how to survive. They've been a kind of, mama's not gonna let you live like that. So that's just how it always was for me. And Devontae, make sure you tell everybody to come over here and watch this show. Bring them, definitely. And I'm gonna get on Mike when he get in this chat in a minute too. Because he don't delay our fans. There you go. Cornbread. That's right. That is right.
You always got to name cornbread someplace, no matter where you go.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong. Look, I'll eat some beef stew with some cornbread.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, nothing wrong with cornbread. I'm just like, the funny thing is no matter where you go, there's always going to be somebody in the family called Peanut or Cornbread or Ray and them, or it's always that one name that escape us. But you know what's interesting though? These names that we make fun of, that's deep buried within our DNA as well too. So it's like these names that they gave us, like these England names. People keep forgetting, and I remind people to see there's nothing wrong with England because we all are native to all these places. We were the Irish. We are the Irish, we are the Asians, we are the Afghanis, we are the Jewish, we are the Americans. They just took us and basically wiped us clean from generation to generation. And the truth is no longer going to be hindered, especially like I said, if you notice, me and you are on a platform that's full of positive energy, full of everything. Like just this conversation alone again, I'm still at shock and awe where everything that I need, Maggie's just like, do this whenever you need to. You don't need to ask me for this. And if you need this place. And again, Maggie, I got so many talented people that is like.
No, and I do too. You hadn't even met half the people that I know.
Oh, same goes for me. Like it's a lot of people who like energy healers, energy workers, even if a person is not, there's something for everybody. Like I want people to realize if they don't remember anything, is that we are in now a new vortex. Somebody asked what's happening. We basically, what's up, Jess K Styles?
That's my brother-in-law. That's my twin sisters. That's Mrs. K Styles. That's my sister's. So brother-in-law. Definitely.
Cool. We talking about the future of what's about to start happening. Not on some Happy New Year's and next year the movie Spider-Man is coming out. No, we talking about there is a lot of things that's been hidden from everybody. Where most of us who know about Grand Awakenings, it's getting to a point where we are entering into a new portal, aka a new star system, aka a new way of living, aka everything that was hidden in the shadows is now coming to light, where the true gods and the true beings and the true titans and the mermaids, mermen, everything is coming out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like dragons, unicorns. People really be thinking they just be making this stuff up, and it's not made up. You're about to start seeing pyramids activate again. People, that's why everybody's going through a cleansing right now, because we're being purged of this fake reality TV that they've been giving us, and we're going back into stuff is mystical stuff. Spells are real, witches are real, warlocks is real, traditional evil is not mean a bad thing. It means evil is live backwards. There's EVIL for evil and LIVE for live. So as above, so below. All the truth is coming out about what's been going on. So everybody's about to start experiencing some new stuff that their minds have not been able to grasp on, from what's all this truth about this reality is about to come out, to where a bunch of people are going to have their minds like exploded with enlightenment, to be like, yo, I can't believe this entire time this has been a Truman Show. Yes, it has been.
Yes, that movie is perfect example of that, where it was like they're living in a world of just actors and around this one guy, and then he discovered it's just an illusion. I think he got to the end of the wall, and it was like a ocean or something, a river or something, and he got to the end and he touched it, and it was like I am God, and he, it was like, what is this? He was going crazy. It was like they literally was sleeping, waking up while this man is sleeping, like he was the TV show, basically. That was a great movie though, but it definitely had a lot of messages in there.
Yeah, that movie, I'm gonna pull up because that's another good screenshot. We don't have to play the audio, but I tell people, if you have not seen, if you're awakened in the community, look at the Truman Show, and then that is a blueprint of how our life truly, genuinely is. It's just that people have had blinders over their eyes this entire time. Like I said, this realm was supposed to be paradise for us, so-called Jewish, also Jules people, but it's been taken away from our it's been taken away from our heritage and our blood life, and we were given a false life to live.
Okay. You notice how that pops up, like as soon as you get on that phone, it's like, I was like, who's coming in here?
Yeah. So I'm trying to
Do you need to take out the screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that YouTube and pull up that a Truman, like the Truman Show part.
Okay. And while he's doing that, people, like and subscribe to this channel. Sultry Seconds. Look, tell a friend that we will be here as often as possible, based on the fact that it's an interview. So if you are an amazing artist, any type of talent, this show is for you. I will highlight you. I love meeting new people, learning different cultures, diversity. It doesn't matter. I just want to talk about you, and then we can just get into some great conversation. It's going to be industry. It's going to be artists. It's going to, like the first episode, go back and watch it. I had a very wonderful person. Her name is Tranquil Ashes, and she does cosplay, makeup and things like that. And she overcame obstacles because she's a plus size model, of course. So of course everybody think, oh, you're too of a size to do this. It's like, who says that I have to be a size 2 to wear this outfit? So if you missed the first pilot episode, it is amazing. And definitely it's going to be a lot of more gems. And of course you're going to see this is his interview, but he's pretty much a co-host. You'll see him a lot because we just started. We went into a next generation of leveling of this, because this was meant to happen, basically.
Yeah, this is I'm gonna have to fiddle with this later, which is all good.
Okay. And K Style said it's good that people are starting to embrace the spiritual energy. Yes. I've noticed it's starting to, I guess, I don't believe in trends, but it seems like it's picking up a lot more. I'm meeting a lot of people that's already on their spiritual journeys individually. And I like to, that's the purpose of this. We are trying to encourage that, because this is how we're going to save our generation. This is how we're going to save our families. Because honestly, let's talk about it. This COVID pandemic, you're going to see a lot worse, because these people like myself, I'm still waiting on unemployment from something I was rightfully supposed to have. And I'm over here struggling right now because I'm supposed to be set up where I get paid. I partially worked legally. I'm supposed to have my unemployment. And the way it was set up was I gave her my 2 weeks and she was like, oh, your last day is today. So it's like, oh, I'm trying to play with my money now. So I'm going to fight tooth and nail for whatever is the case. They called me finally about that and asked questions, but they're all cutthroat. They don't tell you a thing. Oh, you'll wait on the letter in the mail. You'll figure it out. Okay. So it's like they don't even care about whether I'm going to be on the streets with my children. And in Georgia, especially Atlanta, they're closing the shelters down. So these people don't even have a place to lay their head, bathe, eat. You're looking at a bum and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do anything, but he just want a nice meal to eat. And then you get some of these bums that's on, well, that's a bad word, but you get them where they're ungrateful as well. So it's like, hey, I need $1. He gives it back. So why are you asking for $1 if this you're not thankful? Or can I have $1 here? Here's a plate of food. I don't want that.
You know what else that we need to actually do as well too is the pandemic was a good and a bad thing. One, it was a good thing because it got people to realize the separation of those who, because there's a lot of false, people don't want to accept this as of yet. There's a lot of false entities out there. And when I say false entities, I literally mean the whole angels and demons and devils. That's all been in our face the entire time. So it's like to get to a point to realize where we are in this valuable state and time is very important that we come together as a unit, which means instead of us relying on government stuff, see, they made us rely on them like crazy. When really, when you think about it, I have friends who started planting gardens in their backyard. And guess what? They don't have to go to the grocery store no more, because there's a lot of stuff at the grocery store that's noticed it as chemicals, bad bacteria, bad things that's going on in our realm. That's what's causing people to really get sick, is the fact that we're going to the grocery stores and you got to find organic stuff. But here's another thing that a lot of people haven't really grasped. The world is not coming to an end to where, oh, it's all about to be just, we can't, how are we going to survive? How you going to survive is you're going to learn to start planting gardens again. How you going to survive is you're going to realize that you don't need to eat meat. We are plant beings. We have hair that come out of our roots, for goodness sake, and we call them roots. We're in the shape of the copper colored children and the copper colored beings. You know what I'm saying? We have everything is connected with us through nature. We were always supposed to eat vegetables, fruits, nuts, grains. The only reason we age is because we say it all the time. Think about birthdays. People always have this whole, oh, happy birthday. How old? That's a trigger word. How old are you? And everybody says, oh, I'm 35. Oh, you getting up there. We're casting spells on each other by saying the word old. When you say the word old, most people really don't know that you're putting that when you think of old, you think of broke down, broken knees, arthritis. People have it in their minds that they're getting old. So literally they're morphing their body into them getting ready to die. Because if you count yourself to the end, oh, how old are you now, Bill? 76. Oh, I got about 25 more years. Okay, your wish is my command. You're going to get 25 more years because that's what you asked for. A lot of people can't grasp this concept because we've been placed into a box of, oh, there's somebody doing it for me. And it's called Jesus. I ain't doing nothing. It's just somebody else pulling the strings. And that's not true. It literally is, you are God and the devil at the same time. You did bad shit and you also did good shit. So it's almost like this realm, when it comes down to people being homeless, you know what we need to stop doing and looking at people on the ground, if let's look at the whole Tyler Perry situation. we don't need no more entertainment. I'm not saying anything against him, but we don't need any more entertainment. We need, if you got billions of dollars and you a black, so-called one of us, then you need to start taking that money and putting it towards resource centers. If everybody were to build a homeless shelter that has a program that gets people on their feet and stop worrying about this whole system. Because again, if I know black farmers, if I tell everybody, hey, start going to these black farmers, what you think will happen to the grocery stores? Because if I say, hey, I know a bunch of people who actually sell soaps, hair products.
Yeah, I you know what? And the funny thing is, speaking of, you say that, you probably can't see it, but my skin is extremely sensitive, so I have to use certain products like coconut oil. I haven't been doing it faithfully, but I can get rid of this by just natural things like soaps, coconut oil, not all that chemical stuff that they want to throw on you. Speaking of, like all the poisons you can put in your body, the best product is the natural things.
Yeah, and people completely forgot that Mother Nature gave us everything that we need. Do you know how many plants there are? Plants are not there to look pretty. Plants are there for ointments. They're there for herbal tea. People don't even realize. See, the system, they got us in a box. You notice how you grow up and every single time, the tea. I had mine as well. There's so many. Nothing is incurable. Nothing. Everything is curable because it starts within. When you start to say that I'm going to live and I got the healthiest body in the world, your mind is now going to activate the body to say, let's.
I'm gonna use myself as an example. That's not to throw you off.
Go ahead.
Interrupt you. As I've really gotten heavy in my healthy eating. I was kind of okay. I'm eliminating this pork. I've been doing that for years though because of my blood pressure. But now I'm actually incorporating more vegetables into my diet. It was a point where I have this nasal problem. Is you have to remove yourself. How about that? I figured it out. You remove yourself. Then you can add yourself. I was like, yeah, I got it. But basically, she gave me an antibiotic. You know, us women with antibiotics, it throws your pH levels off. So whenever I take an antibiotic, of course, naturally I get a yeast infection because of that. It takes away your good stuff and all that kind of blah, blah, blah. I used to have to go get a cream. Like, and my auntie used to have a problem with it. Like, I'm very clean and I'm aware of, I go get my annual and all that. I'm almost too neat. I'm too clean sometimes, you know, because I know I have a pH problem. And my auntie, before she passed away of cancer, she also said she used to have that. That's why she ate fruits and drank water and things like that. It's nothing wrong, ladies. It's nothing wrong with having that issue. Just know that you have that issue. So meaning I take probiotics and things like that, but I started eating better. And then you're muted, I think. I started eating better.
I got a room for you.
What happened is my yeast infection is gone. I didn't have to take any medicines. I didn't do anything. I know my body, but because I started eating right, I naturally healed myself. Honestly, I have.
Check this out. I got a gem for you. When I was, and I'll tell you this on another part of the, when I get back on the show again, I'll tell you about my homeless chronicles when I was in Los Angeles, because I was homeless living in my car down at so when I had my spiritual awakening, it took me to the very depths of the bottom to where I went days where I was not able to take showers, and it was like scattering the ground.
I did not know that. Oh, see, you don't never know anybody's struggle. And you know what? I lived in a roach-infested house, the apartment. I moved away from my parents because I just had to get up out of there. I was so ashamed of that building.
I jumped around from hotel to hotel. Like it got me. My spiritual awakening was crazy. But the long story short that I'm making is, I found out. Because even though, like I said, I was homeless, me and my the person that I was with, not saying any names or putting them out there, it's not bad, but we were still like intimate. And I started to realize, because my eating habits was bad. Again, me being homeless, it was like I was
just eat anything on the fly. definitely.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't want people to think that, oh, you was digging in the trash can. No, I still had income coming in, but I had to learn to
but
manage
you didn't
my
have
money.
a place to put your head, though. That's what it was.
So I was eating a lot of Little Caesars pizza was my bread and butter. But I noticed you are what you eat. Here's what I'm gonna say. Ladies have been shunned to make it seem like women only get yeast infection because something's wrong with them. But what happened was my pH level was off, and I realized that my fellas, listen up, it ain't. We end up actually changing a woman's pH level, so it's not always just end up getting a yeast infection.
I've learned that because I'm so aware of my body. It's like even when you go and I know we're going to get into that energy talk about sexual, connections, but it's also when that person enters a female, and let's say you have multiple partners. Every time I go to a doctor's appointment, it's always, are you active? How many partners? It's always that. It's always that. And it doesn't mean that you're sick, but when you transfer bodily fluids and somebody's, it's just basically, it's a mess. So it's like, that's why I don't get into I got to have multiple partners. I'm sorry, because I care about my pH balance levels. We have to be very aware of that as women and men too.
Men especially, because like I said, we need to take the shift off of the women, because y'all have been shunned for too long. And we, again, once I actually did my research, and I also realized this for myself, that man, because my eating was bad, the woman I was with at the time never had an issue or any type of problem that was a smell. It wasn't until my pH level started to get bad, I was homeless.
Because you wasn't eating. Yep, you are what you eat, but everything that you eat, it comes out.
So it's like, here's it's almost like, at the end of a horror movie when they say, oh my God, I had no idea this was the killer. Fellas, surprise, surprise, majority of the women, the reason they had that smell is because of us. Because we're going around dipping and dodging, eating the wrong stuff, dealing with the wrong women, and then we blame our women because you allowed she basically, you, again, when you passing your fluids around from person to person and you not eating correctly, which, fellas, I know most of y'all eat Kentucky Fried Chicken wings and fast food joints and stuff. Ladies will always tell you, she can tell what a man is eating simply by how he tastes, which means
you see, I was gonna go there. See, you don't see, that's how we think. Because imagine you eating nothing but pineapples, fruits, water, and you give you go there with your woman below the belt, and you notice how great she's tasting. You notice how he's tasting because he's changing his diet. But if he's eating bad and unhealthy, it's like, it's going to be that. It's like you are what you eat. Literally. You are what you're eating. Literally. You get what I'm saying? So a little bit more cleaner eating. Of course, she's the best tasting woman ever. Man. But if you put that in your body and you got all that toxins in your body, what you think is coming out in that semen?
It's just like whenever somebody drinks too much alcohol and you can smell it a mile away. It's like it's coming out of your pores. It's in their pores. Yes. People don't realize that whatever you're putting, everything you're putting. So again, ladies, I don't want y'all to be going around saying my man always telling me. And here's another telltale sign. Ladies, if you know you ain't messing around, but all of a sudden you start stinking, that's a telltale sign that your man is messing around on you. Because if he just messing with you, and again, now most people, I know somebody's going to be thinking, oh my God, he's going to be spitting fire. Yes, I am going to be spitting fire, because it's time for our people to wake up and stop putting false messages and false truths into blaming the woman. Ladies, if you know that you've only dealing with your man and your man he's the only dealing with you, it's either again, you can pay attention. If you know you eat right, you're going to have your pH balances right. But if you know you only messing with your man, but all of a sudden you get hit with a smell, he's most likely, and I'm not saying it's 100% true, but that's how science works. If you take ranch and blue cheese and something else, it's going to have a different flavor and a different taste that's going to throw the flavors off. So therefore,
and you're bringing that bacteria to you throwing everything off when you over here, and some men are so nasty they'll wipe it off and keep going.
Yeah.
You know, or some women don't even, especially the ones that just don't care. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna be all into that inside of that person. And then you don't get up and shake it off or clean it off, and you go and mess with your husband when you get home. Even women, it's just.
And then also the most important thing is nobody knows about the spiritual baths. People think that, oh, I got tested by the doctor. Yeah, congratulations. But at the same time, here's a kicker. This is what I want people to really pay attention to. There's a regular bath and there's a spiritual bath. Now, a regular bath, you can take as many showers as you want, ladies. I don't care if it's the person who, again, taking a shower ain't going to do nothing, because that's just physically. Yeah, you got new skin on the outside, but see, spiritually, let me tell you what goes on. Everybody you ever connect with, you literally have their spirits tied to them. So if you started having sex at the age of 13, and at this point in time you're at number 150, you got 150 souls connected to your actual souls. So if you've never taken a spiritual bath, that's why your exes keep popping up, because their energy is tethered to you. That's why no matter where you go, Leroy or Billy, because don't get it twisted, like everybody I have Billy. No, everybody, who's I don't care what gender or whatever, a person's still gonna do whatever's necessary to do whatever. But anyway, if you have not taken a spiritual bath and you wonder why you have this sexual demonic desire to do things and you're addicted to these things, or people will never leave you alone, you need to take a spiritual bath. If you have not taken a spiritual bath, then that's, no matter how many new people, that means we have not learned how to properly take care of our avatars and our spirits. So if you kind of imagine if a person never taken a spiritual bath and they're listening to this and they're like, damn, wait a minute, I was that person who was slanging it like 1,000 different ways. That's why your energy is all over the place, because you got 1,000 anchors of crazy girl, sassy girl, amazing girl.
Go into that energy. The main topic is energy. Explain exactly when you share your body with somebody. Can you go into deeper about those energies that you're passing on? So can you get into that a little bit?
Yeah. So when I mean energies, I mean each one of us has like an aura field. For instance, Maggie, whenever you go to a location, when Maggie enters the building, some people be like, yo, Maggie is here. Hey, it's time to turn up. That means that Maggie's energy is positive, and Maggie's energy is she loves herself. She's the party goer, because wherever she goes, it radiates outwardly. Just like if she were to drink, everybody would know she's an alcoholic because it comes out outwardly. Same thing with energy. Now, if somebody enters, let's say Maggie is jumping the party up, but then you got that one person from like the Tyler Perry movies, the ones who was always the asshole. Oh, what's going on, y'all? Notice how everybody mood is like, dang. And
there you see
the whole crew, everybody's energy is now off. That's letting you know that's how energy works. So
that's a perfect example of that. Last night, actually, me and Icy went to a karaoke spot. I ain't gonna give too much detail, but right before, someone hit me up that knew of that person and decided that because her energy is all whack, the tension was there when we entered to the room, and it was so thick that we couldn't shake it. Even though I was karaokeing and doing all that, the energy was so heavy that you felt it. It was like you can see it, honestly. And it was like, it wasn't a good feeling. It weighed me down. And actually, I'm surprised I'm in a good mood because I had to meditate and everything. I felt unclean. I literally was like, I told everybody, I don't feel right. I don't like this feeling. I feel bad. I feel, let me cleanse my soul. Let me cleanse this. So I had to meditate, my sage, my incense, my everything that I needed. I knew exactly what to do. Even though it was like, go ahead and do this. I was like, I already know to do that. I've been doing that, honestly, self-consciously before I realized my spiritual awakening, if you will.
Yep, and it's actually pretty. You like how I slid back in there perfectly?
Yeah. It was like, look at us. We over here just, you know what? We over here going to talk about this after this episode. We were like, you saw how that was smooth, and you saw how you did that.
Yeah, that's another thing also with energy wise. You and I, not only are we both the same, we're both Geminis. Because again, this is
Again,
why I said
my co-host was a Gemini, my other one.
like certain, yeah, but it's also too. I be telling people when not all Geminis get along. You absolutely right.
Yes.
If you have your energy off and you a Gemini, we have the same traits, but at the same time, we don't we're not the same energy. So me and Maggie have our energies tied together to where we're pretty much we come from the same energy tribe. That's why we can bounce off each other and feel that energy. So people this is where another where people got it twisted. Um we used to be able to read the stars. See, again, Maggie is born under a certain star. It was a certain time. It was a certain date. It was a certain longitude and latitude. Maggie was given a name that has a certain amount of syllables and letters. This is a straight matrix. So you were born into this world as a carbon baby copy, and we're not activated until we enter into this realm and we get a name. So it's like, yeah, we have a blueprint of who we are, but it also turns around as we completely forgot that this zodiac stuff is very important. The zodiacs, the signs, who you are, what you have, because you can't specifically be a Cancer dating a Scorpio in your moon, because I was that. I have a Cancer inside of my moon sign, so that definitely lets me know that okay, I have Cancer tendencies when it comes down to relationships. So if I date somebody who's a Scorpio, it's going to be a chemical bad imbalance because Scorpios have a tendency to sting, and it's like that's just their natural defense mechanism. So if I'm somebody who's like a Cancer where I wear my heart on my sleeve, I can't take a Cancer sting because it's like, again, it doesn't make me a so-called punk. It means I'm actually created where my Venus is under Cancer, so I'm gentle. You got to know what people's zodiac signs are under their natal chart, so you know who you're dealing with. Because it's one thing to just feel that vibration connection with somebody, but it's another thing to remember, yo, what is your timestamp? Because again, you could be, let's say you and I date, Maggie. You could be the finest thing in the yard that everybody wants. Everybody wants you and everybody want me. Me and our energies could be terrible. But because if I go off of, okay, but Maggie looking good though, I'm gonna still go against this feeling where I know me and Maggie don't match up.
They're not compatible.
We gonna give it a go, and then when shit go wrong, we be like, I knew I shouldn't have did that.
I knew it. I knew it from the beginning, and you know it. You know who's your chemistry. Honestly, like chemistry is instant, automatically. Sometimes it's where it draws you in. Like I just felt like, oh, it's always something where you're drawn to this person. It's like, I can't believe I'm just over here doing this. What is happening to me? You only get that once in a lifetime, I feel. Not everybody's going to make you feel that way. You might feel lust. You might think. But honestly, there is an energy when it comes to someone you really, truly are, your twin flame, if you will.
Check this out. Here's where the fun also begins. We have what's going on right now is because we've lived many lifetimes before. That means we've dated a bunch of people before, which we're all in the same realm. 1 minute, for instance, me and you could be friends in this lifetime, but in another lifetime, you and I could have been sexual partners, married with children.
In another lifetime.
Another lifetime, you could have been my mother and I'm your son. We switch roles every single time. So it's like, as an energetic being, we keep meeting. People who we're meeting today, we meet them over and over in every single lifetime, but it's just that they're in different energies. So you may be cool with, let's say, a 65-year-old man, right? And that could literally be your son from another lifetime. It's just that whoever ends up dying first restarts the cycle. So we all got in tune to this. Oh, this is my brother and my uncle and my mom and dad. No, these are other copies of you extended outwardly. Because
you know what?
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. But what's the example of that? My niece, she's 2 years old. I don't talk to my niece like a boo boo, cuckoo, woo woo. No, I talk to her like an adult. I was like, you're going to put that down. You're going to sit down and eat. And she responds to that where she's babbling like she's trying to tell me something. But what babies are is our ancestors. So she'll look up and say, she'll point and look at her ancestors. And I can really have like somebody be like, she's talking to you. I'm like, yeah, she is talking to me. I understand her little language. My ancestors talking through her. Like she's so wise. Like she picks up things so quickly. She's like a little mini sister of whoever, my twin sister. It just seems like she's been here before. I feel like her spirit has been here before. She just picks up quickly. Like it's nothing. She's not a baby to me. I look at her like you are
she's a passed
relative.
Down artist. Yeah, she's an ascended master. She died at a certain point and she reincarnated. And we used to be able to find out who was going to end up reincarnating in what location just by numerology and like all this stuff. The reason, have you ever noticed, whenever I drive my car, I don't give a shit about street names. Street names don't do it for me. I go off of, let me see the location to where I know, go down this way. You'll see this tree over here, and then you'll turn down this way. We go by landmarks because that's who we originally were. We ain't got time to be naming every damn street back in Wazoo when it was an ancient Kemet times. We knew that, okay, go to where the Pyramid of Giza is, go over there, then go to your left, and then you're going to go straight all the way down until you get to King's Cave. That's how everybody was navigating. Everybody knew however you died and the stars realigned and all this other stuff. Honestly, on your deathbed, if you write down a letter to the universe that says I'm going to reincarnate in this, if you write on a piece of paper and tell people, meet me here and I'm going to reincarnate on this particular time, it has no choice but to come true because it's a blueprint, extended image of you. Like I said, this ain't nothing but what we're talking on. Me and you were talking through a video streaming program. So we're inside the matrix, but we're also still inside the matrix because when I turn this off, I now have, this is an avatar. It's shaped a certain way. My hair is done a certain way. I chose my color, what I'm going to look like, what I'm going to sound like. I have how I am right now is a blueprint of my grandfather and my father at the same age. Whenever we continuously pass our seed along, our children go through the same exact thing we did because there are other versions of us still going on this same broken timeline where they were going to end up being just like us and just like us and just like us because we train our kids. Like you said, you don't talk to you say your niece?
Yeah, it's my twin sister's daughter.
Yeah, your twin sister's daughter. That's basically another version of your twin sister. It's a version of her. So when you have kids, like right now, if I were to have a kid with somebody and I'm 35, my baby will be another extension version of me and somebody else, and it will be an imprint. Okay, Aaron created another version of himself at the age of 35. So everything he did, all the knowledge he got up to age 35, my baby that I same thing with the other person. Both of us come together and we bring our bodies together, and we're using that's literally creating a hyperdrive baby, because women, you all have the womb. That ain't nothing to be taken lightly. The womb is called the portal. The reason we got all these portals around women, the reason women outnumber men in this realm is because women are the portals. So if I were to, let's say I'm an ancient ruler, right? And I have 5 wives, and each 5 wives had 5 kids. So I got a tribe of a bunch of other version of me. anytime I pass over, I can decide to jump back into one of my avatars or my a new woman around town. So if I want to say my next lifetime is going to be in ancient Jerusalem over in Africa, in the other version of Africa, in the spirit realm, I can find two people, make them decide to mate and say, I'm going to reincarnate through that family and continue my dynasty, but I'm just going to be in a different location. That's what this life entails.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if you know, but we have a private chat and I've been messaging you. If you see a little bubble, I've been talking to you in the private chat. Just I know, pilot episode, so I'm sending you private messages. Look up private chat.
I got you. Got you.
Okay.
Multitasking. I like how that goes.
Yep. So now you know that messages are there. But all right. So the nation, you're late. I'm late, but I'm enjoying this. Please, like I said, a lot of people didn't realize that I was doing this. There was a lot of people was asking me what I was doing. There was a lot of people was questioning my looks when I'm out in public. It's 90 degrees in Georgia. So sometimes I'm not going to be all glitz and glammy and all that kind of stuff. But I don't care about looks. I can take these eyelashes off and don't give a whatever. I just do it for the purpose of I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? We all about materialistic things, how we look, how we feel, how we get over that. We were beautiful. We were absolutely beautiful beings. And you should be able to embrace that. I'm tired of the materialistic, how you have to look and what you gotta, whatever. Embrace yourself, your true natural self. Whether you're 300 pounds, you're skinny, your legs look like sticks, you know, embrace yourself and love yourself. Like I'm skinty. I am, but I embrace it. I don't care. It doesn't. I used to have a problem with that when I was a kid because, you know, you see the images of the women with the big butts and all that kind of stuff. And I used to have to think that that's what it's supposed to be. Are you trying to figure this out? All you do is hide me. There you go. If you're doing that, it's hiding me. We're going to figure it out. Y'all get in the test, y'all. Y'all get in the test. And this is the Mr. Votabet. I'm glad you in the nation. I'm glad you guys are truly enjoying this. We're gonna have him definitely come back. This was his interview, quote unquote, but we already knew it was gonna be a good, deep conversation. Like I feel like I could go for 3 hours to be honest, but of course we're not gonna go that long because we want to save some stuff for another episode, of course. So we got about 20 more minutes. I said 2 hours. So what I really want y'all to do, please share this, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I want you to know that we are live. Now, it's not going to be like the old show. We're not going to mention anymore where I came on every week at a certain time. It's going to be based on industry. I'm going to be industry led because I'm back in the streets of the industry of entertainers, artists, life coaches. I'm with Miss Journey. I've been meeting amazing. When you manifest things and speak into existence, your affirmations, if you will, I will be somebody. I will have income. It's been falling into my lap. I'm going to tell you my journey. Like I said, I lost my brother June 8th after my birthday, 4 days. My birthday is June 4th. I'm a Gemini. We buried him a week later. After that, it just seems like because he came to me on New Year's, actually. And his message to me then was because he knew, and from what I found out, he actually put a life insurance policy out. Well, was about to. He knew that his demise was coming. Basically, I felt like he was coming to me to let me know that it's going to be okay. He's going to be fine. He basically felt like he abandoned me as a child because, you know, we'll get into that for the next episode. But I pretty much learned that the father that I always knew all my life wasn't my biological being. And my brother knew that all his life and had to deal with those struggles. And of course, like I said, I have Irish in my family and everything like that in my ancestry. So we're heavy drinkers. So of course, he naturally heavy drunk. And his demise was hitting the back of a tractor trailer. And of course, he probably was under the influence. Because when he came to my house New Year's Eve, he was already under the influence. Like he mentioned earlier about the blacking out. He blacked out, but I took care of my brother. He don't even remember I took his pants off. No, he didn't remember he took his own pants off, but I helped him to the couch. It was like, you're not leaving here in this state. I literally had to help my brother stand up to piss. That's how deep it got. But I felt like I was taking care of my brother. I didn't get the opportunity. I did not grow with my brother. I knew of my brother, but it was through like, hey, that's a friend. That was literally my brother. But he had to live with that. So can you imagine the mental toll it had to take on me to get over his death? I'm not over it. I never properly grieved. To them taking all my hours of work where I was getting $200 checks with 4 kids, one with autism that has seizures, where he hurt his finger, had a seizure, then he broke his foot, well, fractured his foot. You don't understand what people are going through. But I got on here every day. Good afternoon. This is Maggie's show, and smiled and was beautiful. But somebody reached out to me one day when I was trying to hold it all together. I've been breaking down on the inside, people. And everybody, what's going on with Maggie? People calling me all kinds of names. People coming at me at the same time. I literally had 3 people in my ear. That's why my co-host is not here. I'm not going to get into that story. But when you're on this spiritual journey, it removes all the toxins, all the bad people, even last night, that energy was so thick. But I had my protection. I got to get and he created this, everybody. I got to get it rewrapped and get a better chain, because it keeps my hair keeps snagging it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to upgrade you big time.
Thank you. But guess what? I think you said I was the second person that bought it.
Yeah, Maggie's that's the very first collection that I made of the first line of crystal pieces. The very first, if somebody were to say, yo, I got the Jordans on deck from the very first one, Maggie has
I'm the original.
She got the original, very first crystal wrapping that I've done. And for people who hasn't seen my work, now see, I had this behind my ear the whole time and people didn't know it. So what this is this basically is I wrap crystals, and each crystal has to do with the throat chakra and also the crown chakra. So what I started to do was create, in my head, I always love to like create stuff futuristically. Like I love the whole futuristic type stuff. Now, copper wiring and crystals actually works with your body's electrical field. So I had this in the back of my ear, and then what I do is I'm going to start creating these to where crystals heal a certain part of your body. A lot of people don't realize this, but crystals have a certain energy that it gives off to where if your eyesight is not too great, then they have crystals that can actually reset that energy. Follow with that later, but people, a lot of our spiritual, one of the things that the spiritual community is doing is allowing people to know what these crystals, like all of these that I have on me, and even the medallion one that I also created.
Oh, I that's like on that. I remember you show. I want that. I want it. I want everything you got. I'm gonna have a crystal like this, and I'm gonna be so Erykah Badu out soon, y'all. I'm not. Look, once I get some money, I'm gonna have all kinds of. I already got my chakras and all that. Look, I'm gonna be jewelry down.
Yep, and that's what I'm gonna be bringing when I actually come back to Atlantis. Because I'm not saying Atlanta anymore. I'm calling it the real dynasty of what it is. So it's not going to be when I come back to Atlantis, I got a bunch of great ideas that's just gonna be amazing, and it's going to be beneficial to our community because it's way too many of our people who are still dealing with sickness, health, disease. You're telling me stuff that happened with your children. All this stuff is curable. There is no such thing as, oh, it's incurable. No, these crystals that you see everybody rocking are all about health, because it gets your chakras in line. When your chakras are in line.
This has been my protection. I don't have a chain, so I put it in my fanny pack I had on. It was still on me, though. And that's what protected me, even though the energy was so thick and it drained me. Like I'm literally recovering from that energy, but I had my protection though. I definitely did. And it came from him.
I'm about to upload a few pieces. Yeah, because I started to I got this idea from a blueprint. I woke up one day and whenever I go to sleep, I always see one of my abilities, like I said, is I get to talk to spirits. Spirits talk to me all the time. And they always get certain blueprints. So see, I drew it out at first. And that green crystal is called the malachite crystal, which every single crystal has to do with a certain energy it gives off. Like green is for the heart chakra. So if anybody has a bad heart, you don't need to be taking medication. All you need to get is a crystal and drink your water and say your positive affirmations, and your body will literally reset itself to where it's not the drugs that are healing you. It's actually killing you, and everybody knows this because we should not be taking 52 different prescriptional drugs that comes out to like 10,000 prescriptions per year, and we wondering why people are decomposing at a faster rate. We're not doing that no more. We going back to an area, a time of civilization where people are going to have access to this knowledge on how they're going to be able to live in a thriving society again, which is done. Shaman healers are coming back to where, again, I don't care if you got so-called AIDS. There is no such thing that cannot be cured. If you got HIV or AIDS, Dr. Sebi talked about it. It's just that
they try to, speaking of that, they definitely wanted to silence that man.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, when it comes down to, like I said, the crystal right there, that's the very first one. So one that goes to show Maggie was a super duper team player on my end. I always saw Maggie in this distance, and she did not question self-doubt, anything. I even bought that book that you created a long time ago where you say, because I was like, okay, Maggie's supporting me, I can support Maggie. Now here's how we get back on top. The reason Black Wall Street was so successful is because we purchased our stuff only from each other. Ain't no need for us to go to Walmart. We don't need to go to JC Penney's. We don't need to go to Nike. We don't need to go to Jordan. Everybody is making somebody else's dream who's already rich a reality, but we won't even buy our own people's stuff.
And then the crazy thing about that is I will only buy it from somebody that has that energy. Some reason I knew that you had that energy. So I'm not going to go to I'm going to go to a shop, but it feels a little bit more special when it's coming from somebody that's gifting it with their own creation and love.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, I want to go to a shop. I'm going to get some stuff just to get me by, but I'm still going to buy from him because he's putting his energy into that piece. And it's a custom made piece. I could easily go get some stones and things like that, but I wanted to be custom made to me, just like the person that did our art. Let me show some things for her.
Oh yeah,
Liddy, creator.
Yes, I met her.
She created my art. Mm-hmm.
I met her like through doing that's fire.
Yep. And then of course back to this original picture.
That's the one I just felt.
Like that just was like, that is my true form. Like when I saw that picture, I was like, that spoke to me. I just told her I'm a goddess. I felt like a goddess because I've been eating better, drinking water. My skin is glowing. I'm getting healthier. I feel healthier. And it was a picture. I wish we had that picture. You know, I'm going to find it right now. Let's find that picture that connected us back. And it wasn't even the fact that I knew it was him. I just saw it and it spoke to me because I was going through some things with my own husband. Yes.
Oh, you mean the picture of I got you, the one that I posted that yes. You ended up commenting me on.
Yes, it was basically, it spoke to me because I was also going through some things with my husband. Actually, we are in the state of, I was almost like, oh, I'm getting a divorce, it's over with. But the truth of the matter is, all it was is I'm on my spiritual healing. I'm healing. Of course, we never stop healing, but he hasn't. And I definitely tried to help him, but you can only help yourself. Just like my best friend Icy said on the previous show, she's been on hers. She can't lead me there. I have to find, it's your own individual journeys. There we go. that picture spoke to me. I wish we could see the whole caption. Woman does not emerge from a man's rib, not ever. I can't see the whole thing, but
I'm gonna read it says, if woman does not merge from a man's rib, not ever. It's he who merges from her womb.
Absolutely.
And I like actually how I saw that photo on someone else's. And this is what I do. I follow high vibrational people only. Now, see, when you think about this, Maggie, if a broke man starts to hang around rich people all the time, what you think gonna happen to that broke man?
And then he's gonna be rich
because he's getting all the knowledge, how to live, how to create, what to do. See, it's the energy that you are around. If a homeless person, just like the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan, I think it's Dan Aykroyd or something. One was rich and one was poor. We already know Eddie Murphy was poor, and these brothers decided to play a trick and say, let's take each one out of their habitat and switch it. Eddie Murphy went from poor to being rich, and the rich boy, Dan Aykroyd, went from rich to being poor. Their demeanors changed. One decided to be more responsible because he now had access to something. So it goes to show, I love that movie. It ain't got nothing to do with what the color of your skin is. It's whatever your chances are. If you're born into royalty, you already got a leg up, so you can't talk against anybody who's born at the very bottom pits. And society has been placed into this false hood of, because I got money, I'm more important. But it's like, I met a bunch of people who got money, and I'm not impressed, because you have nothing to offer to us but materialistic things. Like, materialistic things are nice, but if you're not using it for your actual talents, then again, that $1 billion car that you going around, that's a materialistic thing. How about you build a center for free energy or free, like a lot of these companies have been, they're not in power no more. A lot of these companies have been in bed with, again, pharmaceutical companies are in the bed with doctors. They keep each other paid. You go in there and say, Doc, I got a stomach.
I worked at the company I left was Change Healthcare.
Yeah,
I definitely know all about that hungry market of health insurance.
Yeah, notice how it's like they always trying to force you to say, pay us some money for just in case some shit happens to you. Let me tell you something. When you take care of yourself, when you eat right, you know, your bones literally are indestructible when you eat right. Your bones only become brittle because you've been eating the wrong and drinking the wrong milk and stuff. Our strength, I don't care. A man could be 90, a woman and a man can be 95 years old. If they were to change their eating diets, start exercising, start getting their sun, start wearing their crystals, start saying their nuances, that person will go from being on their deathbed into a strong superpower adult person again. Why? Because the body, if you notice, always regenerates. Only reason people dying, like I said, because look at all the chemicals we taking. Look at the food we're eating. Look at the TV shows that's got us into. When you turn on Netflix, if you notice something, or not even just Netflix, but any company, we got so used to seeing war movies and destruction, and as soon as you turn it on, people getting shot up, stabbed, murdered, killed. Our society is valued on everything being dead, destruction. We've been placed in front of Hell's Gate for a long time, and a lot of us didn't know how to find the exit. So that's why everything was topsy-turvy, because I mean, again, Maggie, imagine me and you, we know, oh, me and Maggie went to high school together. And oh, me and Maggie got separate jobs, and me and Maggie supported each other. And Maggie, you and I now have a clear picture of who you were many lifetimes ago, what powers you have, who's blood sucking, leeching on you, what power you can take back, what manifestations. Because for people who don't realize it, after that picture that we just posted that Maggie ended up seeing, that was called Law of Attraction. Me and Maggie hadn't talked in a long time. I didn't know that Maggie was following me. That picture showed that we were on the same level, to where me and her started talking, and we was like, yo, Maggie, I can tell Maggie is different. And at the same time, I'm completely different. So it's like, we met each other a long time ago because we were going to be beneficial. Whoever you still clicking with after all these years and you just somehow stay connected with them, those are the ones who are actually going to be rocking on your circle. And a lot of people who rocked with you back in the day, if they're not rocking with you no more, it wasn't meant to be. It ain't nothing against them. It's just that. So what you and I are about to start creating, I'm not even scratching the surface of what you and I are about to talk about. We're about to get everybody back on track.
On track. This is called, it's basically healthy eating, healthy living.
Yeah.
We're finna get y'all back to that. And I wanted, before, because the sidebar is the closer, so we're gonna close it out. But I wanted to add back to the eating better and living. Now, let's think about how long people actually lived back. You know, how old they were. When you say age, how lengthy they went beyond 100 years. You get what I'm saying? Because of how they ate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's another episode, but it gets a little deeper than this, people. We lived a little longer. You know, we got an average age of what, 60, 65 or something. We don't live beyond that. But you might have an elderly person that might have got with that, and they'd be like, it's the 107th birthday. You know, they kind of pushing it, but they're still getting around. They still, you know what I'm saying? Of course, their skin is sunken because of age, but they're still, it's like, how is this person still going? But can you imagine a time where this was normal? This was absolutely normal to live beyond that time. So, but the sidebar, that's another episode, but the sidebar is just basically, they need to know how to find your crystals. Because I'm trying to tell you to put your link up. Tell them who you are again, how they can purchase from you. A little bit about yourself. This is the closer where you kind of give that. Yeah, that's the best, basically the closer, because we're going on our 2 hours at this point.
Mm-hmm. So I just commented down below.
There you go. Gotcha. Perfect.
So,
so everybody goes to that link. Definitely click on that link. If you're in the chat, find him. He can custom make anything. Do your research.
That's another thing I can tell people is anybody who comes into my anybody who's never buy crystals from me before, people don't be shy. Like, I already know what you need simply because you already know what you need. That's why I always tell people, when people say, how do you choose crystals? The same way you choose an outfit. What outfit do you like? Some people like polka dots. Some people like plain. Some people like highlights. Some people like super dark crystals. However, whatever you're feeling at the moment, that crystal is drawn to you. So if a person loves dark, it's not necessarily that they're a bad person, but they most likely are in a dark place, because dark means, shut out from the world, no type of light, closed off. So that means that, okay, if you're in a dark place, most likely you need protection, because if you love being around the darkness so much, again, it's not a bad thing, but it goes to show if you love being in the dark so much, but you don't get enough light, that's bad for you. Just like if you get enough light, too much light, and you don't get enough dark, it has to be yin yang. So with people having these crystals, all you got to do is just pick the selection that I always tell people, come into my inbox. I'll show you a picture of what I have. And then I ask people, or some people may say, I just want you to rap for me, but I want something for protection. Okay, I got you. Or I want something for my heart chakra. Okay, I got you. I've done my research and my study to where I tell people these crystal pieces, like the one that I showed earlier.
I'm trying to pull up your website. Hold on.
The picture is okay. Yeah, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a science behind all of these crystals. The blue ones that I have represent the your third eye. If you want your third eye to pop, then you would actually have the blue crystals that I sell. Or a lot of people always have this famous one where they say, I want one for protection. Well, that's very simple. I would have a black crystal for that. Everybody wants protection right now. What am I looking for?
What's your page? Give it to me. What's your page?
No, I just wanted to show that. See the crystal that I have, the emerald. emerald is my birth color. So when I wear a crystal that's catered to my my birthstone or my energy or what I'm seeking, it's going to give me everything that I need from that actual crystal. So most people who thinking we going around wearing this stuff just for fashion is bigger than that. It's fashion that's also healing you. There's no type of illness. I'm talking about back pain, headaches. All it is you have a certain chakra on your body that that basically needs to be open. So if most people don't speak up for themselves, I like how you're doing this, Maggie. This what I'm talking about. This is called a beautiful relationship, co-hosting perfectly. Like people don't even know what's coming next. This ain't even. And I have that ring on right now too. I was gonna sell that, but I decided I'm like, nah. Sometime I'll create something, but the spirits will say, nah, that's for you, player. Because if people, every time I throw something on there, people will say, I want it immediately. If it sits for a day or two, my ancestors just like, I know you posted that to sell, but that's for you. And it actually is in the shape of a rose. So, and it's a agate crystal, a red jasper agate. Red means grounding. So every time I wear this grounding crystal, it'll end up and I do the music videos that I do with that. I do my own, like I said, I do my own videography. I do my own graphic work. And now I've gotten into doing my own DJ work where I'm gonna play something like when this is the thing that I want people to really get. Don't look at, oh man, Aaron got all his stuff together. Look at it as Aaron found a way to get his stuff together, and I'm sharing it with everybody else. Because I tell people, don't try to be a crystal rapper like me. If you know how to rap crystals, rap it in your own particular style.
Look at your face, though.
I'm always giving, like check this out. I'm my own model, my own vocalist, my own. I do everything on my own from a simple device.
Yep.
So it's like when it comes down to being on a serious grand hustle, that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm gonna let y'all listen to, like I said, some of the songs, because I love the way that music feels, and it's like I get tired of listening to other. There are certain artists out there. I created that. I did a bartering system from my one of the homegirls that I met who does shades.
Okay, shades.
Nah, but not. I'm talking about when you see these shades, it's gonna be. Let's see, spirit. Her man, like I ended up running into. Matter of fact, you can type it in. Type in spiritual elevation 111
and just Google search.
No. At under you see how you're on the Instagram. Type this person in. I told her that her life was gonna change soon, and I'm making a point. But she
said spiritual
_ elevation.
Okay.
And then 1111.
It's going slow. That's why I gotta get another okay, _ elevation.
Yes. 111. And I'm gonna take a photo of it.
Up soon. There we go. Right here.
You see. Click on that.
And then after this, we'll probably go ahead and close it out so we can save it for the next episode.
So if
we're giving up all the gems right now.
Yep. If you scroll down, she creates sunglasses and face gear that has crystals. Now you see that one with the pine cone. Click on that. That's the one she did for me.
Okay. All right. Spiritual elevation, everybody. _ 1111.
Yep. And it's like she ended up following me one time on my page, and I haven't seen anybody do crystals on like shades like that. So I asked her, I said, yo, I like your work. She was like, oh, I like your work too. So we ended up actually I said, yo, would you like to barter? I'll create for you and you create for me. She was like, yeah, cool. So that's another system that our people are going to be implementing, to where instead of saying, can you give me a certain amount of money that I'm going to end up spending? Now I just made a connection with somebody to where if I need shades done a certain way, she could end up actually creating. So she has so many different, and another cool thing is all these crystals around your eyes. I told her it's healing. So not only are you wearing the specs, crystals around your eyes reset your energy. So again, you think most people just thinking that is for fashion, but the crystals that are centered around your eyes actually heal your eye, your pupils. So anybody who, I recommend buying from her, because she's also an energy-based healer as well. So as she's creating and putting her energy in, those are real actual.
As I'm saying, they're custom make. Yeah, it's just that energy, she's bringing it to that piece that's specifically for you.
Yes.
On that note, that's about the end of that. We definitely don't want to go 2 hours or more, because we can come here and talk all day long, but we're going to give you guys your evening back. Mr. Motivator, you've been hanging in there the whole entire time. I appreciate you. Yes. If you're here being shy right about now, because I see y'all in the chat, give me a thumbs up, a hey. We appreciate it. If you're enjoying this, let us know. But we'll be back. We don't know when, but I think we don't manifest something that is going to be amazing. Y'all going to get some, take your notepads for real. Bring it with you to these episodes, because you're going to learn a lot. So I have a notepad. Definitely. As soon as he tells me something, go to this crystal, do this, do that, I do it. Yeah. Because and I've always learned to be in a businesswoman anyway, to carry a notebook, but I also do it because he gives me all types of gems, literally. So I appreciate, even though it was an interview, quote unquote. Yep. An interview, quote unquote. It ended up being an introduction to what this podcast is about to be. I know you haven't left yet. Mad Mike Sports, you in the chat. And you just listen, and y'all probably, you know what? They're soaking it in. That's what it is.
I've learned to do that, because
a lot of times, because it's the same thing. I just let you talk and I'll listen. So I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's right like now. I have they done messed up now, because my throat chakra, that's another superpower that I actually have.
I gotta go get my green crystal.
You see how I'm wearing all these things to supercharge my abilities? My energy not only is coming through how people are looking at me, and also my energy being shot out through the microphone. My vocal cords have actually been known to unlock certain DNA in people's minds. So,
and like my daughter was ear hustling as soon as she was reading me what I needed to help. She was in here like she started pacing, right? Back and forth. And it's the one with quote unquote mood depression disorder.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, she's just sat on down. She was just like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, she's ear hustling, I see. So, and then the true story is she started tearing up. From you telling me about myself, she teared up. And I was like, I think I texted you. I was like, I think she's getting the message or something like that. Or I said it, but you have that way. And it's like, I definitely because I want her to be healed, but I feel like she's getting healed because she's already talking about vision boards, and she's
healing herself from the
inside. She's healing from that little bit of little sprinkle of tear. And she's coming in.
What's the best part about the spiritual awakening? There is no money needed, to where people are like, where do I go to pay for it? Now, I will say this. My spiritual journey did help me, because I did go to other I'm basically found out I'm a psychic, so I went to go around other psychics to learn. I looked up the
Speaking of, we got to talk about that. Could be our next episode. Let's talk about that psychic ability, because we didn't touch that. So let me write that down for the next one, because of course even Matt Mike knows I have that ability, and I want to talk about. Now I didn't know what it was, but I knew I could read things and see things and envision things and talk to things, but that's for another day. So I'm writing out that, because
Mr. Motivator, shout out to Mr. Motivator. Aaron, you say you the truth, brother. I'm only the truth because you the truth. Like, many people don't realize, you see me on the outside of you, but I'm really inside of your head. A lot of people don't realize that, like, this realm that we're in, we're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So it's like we're all extended consciousnesses of each other, just in different avatars. So Mr. Motivator is, I just like how I'm Mr. Motivator watching, and also Mr. Motivator is me talking, because like I said, everybody who is here watching this is supposed to be here at this exact moment,
at this exact same time. Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be some great stuff. I'm going to tell everybody what they need to do to heal as a nation. And again, Maggie, we're going to have, like, again, group therapy sessions where people are going to be free, strictly off of the amount of information that you put in or whatever you do for your body. So it's about to be beautiful.
And I would love for you to, we're going to close it out, but I would love for you to kind of not really give all your, services away, but maybe like a nice something where you can come to the screen and kind of, speak to them in a sense of how you'll speak to me, but do it where it doesn't take away from your services. But like you said, you're here for a reason. So you're here to hear this message. So it's going to get down to that point. I think if the narrative is off, when people hear what we're doing, they mistake it for something else. It's the fear factor of it. I think they really need to understand what this truly is. And as a people is how we need to be at this point. We need to grow as a community. So on that note, I appreciate everybody. There you go. There you go. Speaking it, there you go. You're already doing it. Mr. Motivator, your name.
Yeah, see, it's like Mr. Motivator, he chose that because he simply knows that he's a motivator. So like I said, even my name, I call myself Cosmic Messenger because I know subconsciously I thought it was a cool name. But what really was going on is I forgot that when we come into this realm, we reincarnated, but we lost our memories now. So what we think that we like is actually a blueprint to who we are. But in future shows, yeah, we're going to talk about that.
All right. So on that note, people, of course, our few people that are here, because you are here. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And Aaron, what's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube, you can simply type in Aaron Rose 24. That is AAROE 2 AARO.
How do you not know how to spell your own name, Mr.
Hush. It's AARONROSE 24 or 24/7. But you'll be able to find me. Like it ain't hard to look for.
Yeah.
Type in Mr. Showtime, but I'm all over the place. My stuff is on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, but I'm mostly going to be chilling with Maggie majority of the time. Yes.
Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not just going to be chilling with me, because now that you're on YouTube, you're going to be back into your element where you was doing these nice little. I already know it. I know it. I'm telling you, I know it, because it's going to happen. And you're already in your head like, oh man, yeah, I'm back on YouTube. Watch, you gonna have some nice little gems, you guys. Follow that channel. I'm telling you right now, he don't realize it, but he is. All right. On that note, this beautiful union of what this is just started. Come back later. We don't know. We'll figure it out, because I'm excited about this. I actually almost to the point where it's like, let's set a date and do it every week. That's where I'm feeling. Like, I feel like if
it's
people know when we're coming, that whenever if people know it's coming, they're going to come, so sporadically, it's not going to get the message out. If we do it consistently enough, of course, they'll know, okay, we know we're going to get a message at this time. So we'll figure that out, people. Thank you, Matt Mike Sports, Mr. Motivator. And thanks for uplifting, there you go. And you've been wanting to hear this. So appreciate you guys. We're going to get up out of here because I'm ready to eat. And we've been going almost 2.5 hours, but that's cool. You can never get enough of this, and I know I just want to save it for another episode. So until the next time, people, we'll get some catchphrases and little quotes at the end. We're just starting out. So, peace, hold up, be still, all that good stuff. What's up?
Mr. Motivator. You see that, Maggie? Pee-wee playing with me. Now he got 2 R's in there. Y'all gonna stop this. See, you know what, Miss Maggie? I'm gonna have to start telling people y'all gotta call me Aaron Nour from now on. You're gonna get my name right. You're gonna put some you're gonna put some respect on my name.
That's right. That's right.
But that's all love, though. I appreciate you, Mr. Motivator. I'm here to uplift everybody because you all have been uplifting me, and that's what we about to go into. I'm just here to do my mission. And thank you, Miss Maggie T, for being a great
friend. And I'm a healer too, y'all. Y'all been coming to me with y'all. I'm telling folks, they're crying to me and everything. I'll just be like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. I appreciate you for, like I said, opening up your platform to where, because it's about to be an unbelievable, breathtaking experience with the knowledge that we're going to bring to people.
And the great thing is when you come locally, we can do some things in the community. It's just going to be so much that we're going to do, people. And it won't just be YouTube. It's going to be, I'm ready to do this because I've been wanting to do this, but I don't want to get into it. I'm going to write this down because we're going to talk about it next episode. So we out of here, people. Peace. We
appreciate you. All right. Love y'all. Always.
All right.